It's 1973. The global economy is crashing. Your name is Fred Smith. You just founded a shipping company called Federal Express, and you are entirely broke. You have exactly $5,000 left and a $24,000 jet fuel bill due on Monday. If you don't pay, your planes are grounded and your company dies. What's your move? Call investors? File for bankruptcy? No. You fly to Las Vegas, walk up to a blackjack table, and risk the entire $5,000 on pure chance. Look at your screen right now. If Fred loses, he's a reckless failure, erased from history. But he won. He turned that $5,000 into $27,000, kept the planes flying, and today, FedEx is worth $60 billion. We call him a visionary, but mathematically,
here is the cold reality.
Your brain is bad at math. We are hardwired to chase the jackpot. But is this just a modern glitch caused by smartphone pings and crypto apps? Or is gambling a bug in human DNA that predates civilization itself?
Sorry. Drop a comment right now. Type glitch if you think gambling is a modern corruption, or wired if you think we've always been broken. Let's see the breakdown.
Forget the fantasy of self-sufficiency. Modern life tells you that if you optimize your routine, you eliminate risk. That's a lie. For 99% of human history, survival wasn't a business plan. It was a lottery. Imagine you are a hunter 40,000 years ago. Winter is hitting. If you stay in your cave, you starve. If you cross the mountain to hunt, you might find a mammoth or you might get hunted yourself. Every decision was a high-stakes bet where the currency was life or death. The humans who survived weren't the ones who avoided risk. They were the ones who calculated odds under extreme uncertainty. Our brains didn't evolve to be logical. They evolved to gamble on survival. If gambling is just a modern flaw, why do archaeologists keep digging up the exact same mysterious objects in prehistoric graves globally? From ancient Egypt to Siberia, long before coins existed, we find these. These are Astragali, the knucklebones of sheep or goats. They have 4 flat sides. If you drop them, they land on a side with unequal probabilities. Why would a prehistoric human, fighting daily for caloric survival, spend hours polishing a dead animal's ankle bone just to throw it in the dirt? What were they tracking? Historians argued these were just toys or tools for divination, asking the gods for answers. But look at the mechanics. What is the actual operational difference between asking a god for a sign and putting $100 on red? Both are attempts to hack a random universe. When an ancient tribe outsourced their hunting route to the throw of a bone, they weren't just being religious. They were letting probability decide because the human brain hates uncertainty more than it hates losing. We are crossing the line. This is the moment humans stopped throwing bones for survival and started building games for stakes. Welcome to the first empires. Ancient Egyptian myth says the calendar used to be 360 days. The goddess Nut was cursed so she couldn't give birth on any day of the year. So Thoth, the god of wisdom, didn't fight the curse with an army. He challenged the moon god to a game of dice. Thoth won 1/72 of the moon's light. That calculated to exactly 5 extra days. He added them to the calendar, beat the curse, and changed the universe. Think about that. The Egyptians explained the literal fabric of time through a rigged bet. If you find that insane, type Thoth in the comments right now. Once cities rose, gambling went viral. Roman emperors were complete degenerates. Augustus built custom tables. Claudius wrote a book on dice strategy and rigged his carriage so he could play on bumpy roads. Caligula, when he ran out of cash, he would freeze the assets of wealthy citizens, execute them, and use their inheritance to buy back into the game. It wasn't a game anymore. It was an addiction. And here is the precise pivot point where gambling turned toxic. For centuries, people played against each other or against nature. But in 1638, the government of Venice realized they could weaponize this instinct. They opened Il Ridotto, the world's first official, state-sanctioned casino. They claimed it was to control chaos during the carnival. In reality, it was a mathematical filter. The rules were engineered with a house edge. The high entry fees meant only the wealthy could play, and the house mathematically drained their capital while making them feel elite. This is the birth of the ultimate rule. Now look at your phone. Sports betting apps, loot boxes, meme coins. They aren't products. They are digital versions of Il Ridotto. They use data scientists and algorithms to calculate variable ratio schedules, the exact psychological hack used on lab rats. Your brain thinks it's navigating the ancient savannah, trying to predict where the resources are. In reality, you are just a node in an algorithm designed to extract your cash before your brain registers the loss. Here's the grim conclusion. Willpower is irrelevant. You cannot outsmart a system that has 200,000 years of evolutionary biology working on its side, backed by millions of dollars in server power. The curiosity that helped ancient humans calculate survival odds has been commercialized, packaged, and turned into a trap. We are running prehistoric hardware in an environment engineered to hack it. But data isn't just a trap, it's armor. Fred Smith didn't hit the blackjack table in 1973 because he trusted the vibes of Las Vegas. He knew the exact mathematical risk, accepted the probability of destruction, and took the shot because it was his only option. He understood the machine. When ancient humans started gambling, they weren't looking to get rich quick. They were looking for control in a world that made no sense. They used sheep bones to read the universe because uncertainty was terrifying. The game is the same, only the architecture has changed. Every time you open an app, risk a career move, or bet on an unstable future, you are sitting at that prehistoric fire. You are throwing the bones. Just make sure you know who built the table. Was Fred Smith a genius or just a lucky degenerate? Give me your analytical breakdown in the comments. Hit like if you're checking your app usage after this, and I'll see you next time.